Hello, my name is James Dean, and I am a member of the Fillmore Volunteer Fire Department in Millard County, Utah. The purpose of this informational video is to help educate local business owners on the importance of fire prevention and inspire them to take a proactive approach for implementing fire prevention measures. Fire prevention is generally defined as the efforts taken to prevent unwanted ignitions or fires from occurring, and includes the use of various methods such as building design, construction materials, and fire safety equipment to limit the spread of fire. As a business owner, you are responsible for the safety of your employees and customers. You must also ensure that your facility meets the necessary fire and life safety codes and standards that can help prevent fires, limiting injuries and property loss. A fire prevention program should be developed that focuses on the three critical intervention areas known as the 3 E's, which are education, engineering, and enforcement. Education includes employee training on what to do in the event of a fire and any mitigation techniques that can prevent an ignition from occurring. When your workers are well trained and aware of the hazards and risk associated with their daily task, they will be better prepared to deal with them. We must also consider the general public that will be entering our facility and ensure that all emergency exit signs or equipment is well labeled and functioning correctly. Your local fire department is also a valuable resource to help with training and building safety walkthroughs upon request. Engineering is the second intervention and addresses the development of fire safety codes, standards, equipment, systems, and construction techniques through research and study. Through engineering, we should be able to decrease or eliminate some of the hazards and risk associated with fires. Unfortunately, many of these have been developed following large fires or major catastrophes. Enforcement, the third intervention, directly ties into engineering by enforcing the codes developed through testing. Building codes are enforced by Millard County and Fillmore City following the inspection of a contracted licensed building engineer, but only address fire safety requirements when being constructed. The Utah State Fire Marshal, his deputy, or local authority having jurisdiction, which is normally the fire department, is responsible for any fire safety issues concerning fire protection equipment, building and site maintenance, hazardous materials, processes, and machinery in your buildings. Millard County and Fillmore City have both adopted the current state of Utah codes, standards, and amendments for fire prevention and safety. These include the International Fire Code, 2018 edition, the International Building Code, 2018 edition, and the NFPA 72 and 13, 2016 edition. Local businesses should be regularly scheduled for routine inspections by the authority having jurisdiction in their area or community. Fire safety inspections are conducted by trained fire department personnel, and all reports are submitted to the city for review. Due to the advancements in fire prevention equipment and building materials, many of the fire and building codes have been changed or amended, but do not affect many of the existing businesses and buildings in our communities because they were established before the code was adopted. We hope that through our community risk reduction program, education, and economic incentives, that many of these new codes and improvements can be implemented in our local businesses to aid in fire prevention efforts. Some of the fire resistance test methods used throughout the United States come from the American Society for Testing of Materials, or ASTM, the Underwriters Laboratories, and the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA. Many manufacturers of building materials conduct their own in-house testing following these testing methods. Locally, the Owens Corning Company conducts testing in-house of its insulation products following ASTM and NFPA testing methods. Another local group, the Utah Fire and Rescue Academy, also conducts routine testing using the NFPA 286 and other accepted test methods. The Utah State Fire Marshal and his deputies are responsible for conducting inspections to determine the fire resistance of building materials in the state of Utah. The State Fire Marshal is also responsible for the training of certified personnel to conduct fire safety inspections. Some of the test methods used to determine fire ratings in our area are the ASTM E119, which tests the fire resistance of an assembly by evaluating the duration of building construction materials and assemblies to contain a fire or retain its structural integrity, or both. The E84 ASTM tests the outside of the material of an assembly for flame spread and smoke development. The Underwriters Laboratories, or UL 723, measures the burning properties and fire resistance of building materials exposed to flames. And the NFPA 286, referred to as the room corner burn test, which measures wall and ceiling risk and fire damage. Fire ratings are determined by the duration of a passive system to withstand a fire resistance test. The best rating would be a Class A or 1 rating, followed by a Class 2 or B rating, and then a Class 3 or C rating. These ratings apply directly to a local building and fire safety inspections, and inspectors must ensure that owners and builders are using the correct materials that meet fire safety and international building codes. When building construction materials are used that do not comply with current codes and standards, a possible fine or stop work will be issued until the problem is corrected and a reinspection occurs. Please don't jeopardize your businesses and the safety of others in the event of a fire. Ensure you and your builders are using the rated materials required. Thank you for attending this informational video, and I hope that you were able to get something out to benefit your business. And don't forget to reach out to your local fire department or the city for help. And there's also many resources available on the web. Thank you.